Graham Rawlins with our Friday edition of News Geelong. Local landowners are being reminded of the importance of regular and frequent action to curb vermin pests across the region. Gold, 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 as the Torquay Surf Life Saving Club under-23 girls crossed the winning line first in the boat section of the Victorian titles. And from the world of Geelong sport, Mitch Scoop Cleary updates us with the latest, including the Victorian Kyokushin Karate Association Knockdown Championships being held at the arena this Sunday. While from the weather world, we'll update you on the Geelong and Surf Coast area weather forecast expected over the next 6 days. Underground mutton or vermin rabbits are a huge pest in our region as another Pindone carrot baiting program begins. Debbie Meaney reports.
Pindone baited carrots have just been delivered here to a property in Gazipur Road. I spoke with Andy Smith, who's involved in the program, and some of those that have come to collect their feed to eradicate the pests, the rabbits.
I've been involved in this rabbit poisoning campaign for maybe 5 or 6 years. I'm not quite sure, it might be more, and I'm not exactly sure how I got started with it, but I've always been with the local land care group, and I suppose our place is reasonably central. And so I've always been the depot, and having been the depot, you get to be more involved in the rabbit eradication work than just delivering the carrots or just distributing the carrots, because you're always talking to people about how they're going with their rabbit campaign, and you're finding that a lot of people, they're not getting the steps right, and so they're actually wasting their time and money. So I see that more than anyone, because people come here and they say, oh, what do I do next, and you can see they've got no idea, and that having just put out the carrots, you'll kill rabbits, but unless you follow up, everyone knows what rabbits are like. They'll just come straight back. They just breed. It's just an excuse for them to breed, and you've wasted a lot of time and money.
So it's not something you just do once?
No. It takes a lot of commitment. It takes a fair bit of planning, and over the years, there's been more and more people get on board in the organising of it, because we find that all the government departments and the shires, they're very keen to help if we want to get properly organised.
In Gazipur Road, this is Debbie Meaney for News Geelong.
Thank you, Debbie. The Geelong MG Car Club was established in 1973 and boasts a membership of over 500. The cars continue to be a great showpiece, as Ian Nichols reports.
Well, it's a beautiful morning here at Steam Packet Gardens in Geelong for the staging of the MG Car Club show, and I have the president, Dave Langley. This is the third time, I believe, at Steam Packet Gardens.
Yeah, this is our third time here, and this is by far our biggest display.
I heard you say a few minutes ago, in excess of 140 MGs.
Yeah, it's 140 vehicles here today, and there's probably about $3 million worth of MGs sitting on the grass today.
Well, we're standing in front of an MGB. It's the 50th birthday of the MGB, just purely coincidentally.
Yes, it's the 50th anniversary of the MGB this year, and there'll be a lot of celebrations not only at our club but around Australia and around the world, globally. It's one of the biggest marks that is clubbed around the world. So we're pretty proud of it.
Well, it's well represented today.
Yes, very well represented. We've got nine categories that we're giving prizes in, and I think there's going to be some pretty hard choices with the judges today.
No, I was just lucky enough that in the early days we all had MGs, and we thought, well, why can't we make a club? So we put stickers under about 100 odd cars, and on the first night we got cars everywhere, and the MG Car Club was formed that way, down in Beach Road. And the first president was a fella called Crash Campbell, an American that came out, and he only had the car club at heart, but the media crucified him, and on the second night he resigned and we didn't see him anymore, so it was just a shame. But he had a TD, which is the next model after this one, and that's how the car club got started in 58, yes.
And now it has more than 600 members?
We've got over 600 members in Geelong. Melbourne's got probably 1,500 odd members, and that's only 2 centres. So throughout Australia, there's every state's represented with a car club, and we then are affiliated with the parent club in England. And we get magazines and anything that's going. We're allowed to use the word MG and all this sort of stuff.
Well, I
yes.
noticed BMC, the British Motor Corporation, is well represented here
Yes,
today with
yes.
its own stand
Yes.
and memorabilia and
Yes,
stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
And this car, magnificent black Duco. It's really a tribute to your hard work and enthusiasm.
Well, I've campaigned this now for about 25 years. But while I've used it in motorcars, hill climbs, quarter-mile sprints and everything, I've looked after it as well. And this just goes to show you can use a car, you can compete in it, and you don't ruin it.
No,
And,
exactly.
and that's how it comes out. And all the cars along here in this row, they're all our competition cars, and they're in pretty good condition. And we don't ruin them. And if anything breaks, you fix it. And in years to come, if anybody wants to restore this back to original, everything is here to do it when I'm long gone, and it can keep going.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here today. This is Ian Nichols for News Geelong at the MG Car Club on Steam Packet Gardens.
Thank you, Nico. For those who are lucky enough to have a good bloke in their life, now is the time to recognise them and say thank you. Debbie Meaney has more.
I'm at the White Box Gallery here in Geelong, and I spoke with Luke Elliott about a fabulous exhibition that's still ongoing. People can write to a man that matters and just let them know why they're important in their lives. It runs for 2 weeks and finishes on the 6th of April.
I wanted to create an exhibition that involved the community, so that it was a community exhibition. So that meant coming up with something that engaged the community and got them involved, that we could then exhibit. So instead of sort of just opening it up and sort of asking people to sort of supply works of art. Because in some ways that sort of eliminates people who don't feel like they're skilled enough or whatever. I thought let's actually get people to just think and talk about the men in their lives. And so it was really about engaging people on a level where they had to think about the men in their lives and how they've been influenced or the effect that they've had over them, which is kind of the broader principle of the whole Bloke Stay Out Festival. It's about engaging people, and particularly men, and getting them involved, getting them to get off their couches or whatever, to maybe step out into the world a little more, and hopefully learn a bit about themselves and their community. And so it was kind of what could we do to sort of that we could do to engage people on that level. And we thought, well, the simplest thing is to actually invite them to say something. So how do we do that kind of on a practical level? Was then we came up with this idea of these postcards, which we could distribute all through the community, and ask people to very simply write on and send back to us or drop into us or whatever. And as you can see, it sort of was embraced beautifully, and various different elements of the community. It was really sort of an experiment.
At the White Box Gallery in Geelong, this is Debbie Meaney for News Geelong.
As we go to a break on this Friday edition of News Geelong, don't forget you can Twitter us on our Twitter account at News Geelong 31 with your thoughts and comments. We'll return with more news after this.